We got some business to get to. Big night tonight. Some interesting things happening in Phoenix right now. Just 3 games into the season, Earl Watson is out as the head coach of the Suns. Let's welcome in Suns beat writer Scott Bordow from the Arizona Republic. Suns went the entire offseason without making a coaching change. Why make this move 3 games into the year?
That's a really good question. We haven't heard word one from the Suns. They haven't even announced the firing yet. Or called a press conference. Nothing from General Manager Ryan McDonough or owner Robert Sarver. The only guess can be is that what happened these first 3 games was so bad that they felt they had no other choice. You know, they suffered the worst loss in franchise history in the season opener, losing by 48 to Portland. Then you give up 132 points to a bad Lakers team, then come back one day later and lose by 42 to the Clippers. I mean, no one expected the Suns to win 40 or 50 games this year, but the thought was they could become competitive, and yet they stepped back. That's still hard to justify, though, firing a coach after 3 games. So you have to wonder if some players maybe went to the front office. Well, we don't know any about that because nobody's talking right now.
This is the first time since 1971 that a coach was fired this early in the season. Seems like Jay Triano is the interim head coach. What do you know about him?
He's been the head coach of the Toronto Raptors, Canadian men's national basketball team, has a close relationship, ironically, with former Suns great Steve Nash, who we tried to recruit when Nash was coming out of high school. Supposed to be a really good X's and O's guy. So I think that might be a bit of a departure from Earl Watson, who was more of a motivator and maybe a friend of the players. So I think you'll see a little bit different type of coaching. But, you know, he's an interim. We don't know if he's here long term and they're going to give him a chance or this is just for the rest of the season.
What was the atmosphere in the locker room like the past couple of weeks as they started this season?
Well, I think there was genuine enthusiasm going into the season. I mean, they believe with the addition of Josh Jackson and a year of maturation from guys like Dragan Bender and Marquise Chris and even Devin Booker that they were going to be better than last year when they won 24 games. I think there were a lot of people within the organization that thought they could win 30 to 35 games, take a step forward, and then it just completely went in the opposite direction the first 3 games. And I will tell you, I was in L.A. last night, and there was a real sense of resignation in the locker room that I've never seen after 3 games. I've been in the business for 35 years. It would just seem like the players were lost, and that's 3 games into a season, and it really startled me when I walked out in the locker room. I still didn't expect Watson to be fired this quickly. I thought even with that, you'd give a head coach 10 games or so, but the Suns obviously felt otherwise.
Scott Bordow, appreciate your time from the Arizona Republic on the Suns beat. Thank you.
Anytime.